So I'm gonna do a cooking video tonight. I am making meatloaf for dinner, along with string beans, and I had some potatoes left over from last night. So I am going to peel the skin off of them, and I am going to make mashed potatoes. And so that way I really don't like to waste food. So yeah. Okay. So to make the gravy that it's going in, I use Gravy Master, and I just add a little tiny bit, about a teaspoon, a little teaspoon of that, just so you have something to baste it in. And it gives it that brown, outside coat to it, as it makes it just taste really, really, really good. So what I do is I take the teaspoon of Gravy Master, I add a little bit of water to it, mix it up. Mix it up so I have about a cup of gravy to put over it. Now I use to add about a cup and a half of breadcrumbs, 3 to 4 squirts of ketchup, 1 egg. Now I actually buy meatloaf mix, which is ground beef, pork, and veal. Makes my life so much easier than doing it by myself. Now usually I add onion as well. My kids don't like onion, they're not fond of it, so I don't put it in. 5 small carrots, which will be grated in. Well, 2 small carrots I cut up and put around it for flavor. 3 small carrots I grate into the actual mix. As well as 1 stick of celery to put around it and 1 stick to grate inside of it. Okay. So I'm going to put the meatloaf mixture into a bowl. And this is about 1.25 pounds of meatloaf mix. So now I will add one whole egg to that. And 2 squirts of ketchup to start, and I'm going to mix that up. You want to mix that real good. And you want it so it's all blended together, so you really can't see the ketchup or nothing, and it's all a nice soft texture. Now I'm going to rinse my hand off, wash it. Now before I put my breadcrumbs in, some people may do this before, some people may do it after. I like to do it before and then mix it all together. It seems to work better for me. I'm going to take my grater and put it over. Now it's going to be very mushy and stuff. You tell it you're just add a little bit of flavor. Nothing too drastic. You won't even be able to taste it in the meatloaf when you eat it. That's how fine it comes out. Okay, and then I'm going to take my carrots and grate them in as well. Again, these carrots are going to be so fine that most of the time they just melt into the meat as it cooks, so. And as I'm doing this, the oven should be heating up at 350 degrees, guys. I'm only going to use 2 because that should be plenty. Now you're going to mix that into your mixture. Now again, an onion is always an option. Again, my kids don't really like the onions. They say they can taste it. But you really can't because, again, it's minced really, really fine like everything else. So you really can't taste it. But then you add your 2 cups or 1.5 cups of breadcrumbs and mix it all together. It's almost like you're making one giant meatball. Make sure you mix this real well so you don't see any of the grainy breadcrumbs. I love cooking, guys. Absolutely, like, stress release. It's you know, you can see before and after all the, and then you get to make people happy as well because, these are basic recipes and they're really not difficult to do at all. So it will look like this, all mixed together. So now what I'm going to do is put the meatloaf mixture aside. And I've got my favorite baking pan in the whole world here. Like, I absolutely adore this pan. I believe it's Pyrex, if I'm correct. Oh, it's called Corningware Creation Stoneware. It's a microwave and oven safe. It's a wonderful product. Wonderful product. I can't rave about it enough. And I am now going to cut my celery to go around the outside of the bowl here. And I'm just going to cut it for right now. I'm not going to put it into the container yet because you want to put the meatloaf in first and then garnish around the meatloaf with your celery and carrots. And not too big of pieces, guys, see? Because you're not going to take that out when you do anything, like when you go to eat the meatloaf. It's just basically for flavor. Cut my carrots. Okay, now you're going to take your meatloaf out of its bowl, out of its mixing bowl. And you are going to shape it into a large meatball. Make sure it's nice and flat. Perfect. And then you're going to put it in your thing, your pan, and make it into a loaf. Who would have thought? So, let me wash my hands right quick. That's another thing, guys. Make sure you're very careful when working with this raw meat, and make sure you're very clean. You don't want to cross-contaminate things, seriously, because it's just not good at all. Cross-contamination is awful. You don't want to be sick. So it will look like that. Now what I will do is take my celery and place it around the outside. And as this cooks, your meatloaf will get smaller, so there'll be more room in the pan. And my carrots. So you'll be constantly basting this. I would say it goes in the oven for between 45 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes. Now I baste it every 20 minutes or so. Keep the outside moist and, just. So what I'm now going to do, right, it's going to look like this. So what I'm now going to do is take my gravy and just pour a real little bit around the outside so it stays moist and doesn't stay like thick to the pan. So you should have about 3/4 of a cup left, so 1/4 of a cup. Then I'm going to take my spoon and slowly baste the meatloaf with it. Get nice and even baste. Guys, don't put the damn spoon on the meatloaf. If you must spread the sauce around a little bit, use a different spoon. You don't want to put the gravy, the spoon back into the gravy after it's touched raw meat. Make sure it's nice and fully basted all around the whole meatloaf. And you should have a 1/2 cup left for continual basting throughout the time it cooks. So your meatloaf will look like this before you put it in the oven. Now I'm going to cover it up with my lid. Put this bad boy in the oven. And in about 45 minutes to an hour, it will be ready. So I'll set my timer for an hour. Every 20 minutes I'll start basting. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. If nobody tells you today they love you, I love you. Keep your head up. You can do it. Positive thoughts bring positive things. Thanks, guys.